This is the second lesson on completing elevation views for the pool house drawing. This lesson is going to focus specifically on footings and foundations and a little bit of elevation detail. So there's a lot of line manipulation in this lesson. It may get a bit monotonous at times, but it's very important to show you how this is done. So we're going to start with the easier views first and then work up to the more difficult ones. Now, for example, our left elevation is very simple. It just has one continuous wall along one side. Now there is a bump out here, but anything that is not visible to us in a certain elevation view, we're not going to be showing any details inside. We're only going to be showing the very left wall and the very right side wall. So for example, we're going to be stretching our footing out, and our footing, it says here that the footing is drawn 6 inches high and extends beyond each side of the foundation wall by 6 inches. This is listed in our descriptor. So what we're going to do is use a grip and extend this line 6 inches and this line 6 inches, and then create a line. And then grip this line above. So just to double check this, I've got my 6 inches height and my width. So I need to repeat this on this side as well. Okay, now we're going to offset our foundation wall, but it doesn't say anywhere in this module how much. So we're actually going to go back up to the top. We're going to go back and look at a document we haven't looked at in a long time, which is wall section sizes, metric and imperial. Now we've seen this before, but one thing we didn't look at is foundations. Now it says poured in place concrete, minimum 8 inches, 10 inches preferred. So it's up to you. You can pour an 8-inch wide wall, or you can go up to 10 inches. It says preferred. I'm going to use 10 inches because there's no constriction on our project not to do 10 inches. So it's up to you, but so what we're going to do is offset 10. Let's try that again. Offset. I got 10 inches reading here. And offset this line over to the left, to the right, this line over to the left. And then trim off. So it looks like this. Next up, we need to show that the footing runs underneath the foundation all along the perimeter. So if this is 10 inches wide, which it very well should be, yes, and from here to here, from the edge of the foundation wall to the footing is 6, let's do some basic math. So 6 plus 10 is 16, plus another 6 is 22. So offset 22 inches. Enter. Offset this line over and this line over as well. And that's a pretty basic process to do this rear view. Sorry, left view. So this one's going to be very similar because, again, it's just a straight simple wall that we're looking at on our rear elevation. So this is our rear elevation we're doing. So again, offset, same thing. We're going to offset over, actually, whoops, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's do this the way we did it before. Extend 6 inches. Trim this. Go to this side. Use a grip. Another 6 inches. Your footing will always stick out on both sides of the foundation wall. So when you're excavating earth, digging a hole to build a home, the footing will be the first construction material that's put down into the hole or excavation. Got to offset of 10 inches for our foundation wall. Trim, trim, and then 22 inches. There we have it. Okay. So those two are done. Our left and our rear are done. Now we have a little more to do for our front and our right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to notice that we have a view on our front elevation that has a bump out and it also changes direction here. So we have to show all that. We're going to do a lot more than just show the wall on the very right and the wall on the most left. So we're going to draw a line from here, most exterior face of that bump out, and we're going to draw it right down to the top of the footing. We're going to do the same thing again here. Like that. And the same thing is going to happen on this view. Draw a line down to here. And then we also have another one we have to do here. Okay. So we've got some trimming to do. We're going to trim. We got our boundaries here. Right click to activate, left click. Trim these away. And then we're also going to be trimming between. Like that. Alright, so these lines here just represent the change in direction that's visible. We only add these lines when we can clearly see what's happening in our elevation view, right? Anything that we normally can't see, we just don't even show. We don't normally ever show hidden detail lines in the same way we do on a mechanical drawing. Architectural design is a different way of doing things. Alright, so we're going to, again, bring out our footings, like we just learned to do. and one more on the end. Alright. So now what we have to do is, again, show our foundation wall. So we're going 10-inch pour. We also have to do this here and here because we're pouring the foundation to suit the floor plan structure. So we have to offset in the direction of the building wall section. So we're going to be offsetting this line to the left. And we're also going to be offsetting this line to the left. So 10 inches like that. And then we're going to be trimming away this. So we have something like that. Okay. So now that we've shown our foundation wall in every bump out and turn in our design, we're going to be showing the footing on this side as well. So again, we can offset 22, and there we have it. Now what are we going to do about this? So what we can do is we can draw a line down temporarily, offset it 6 inches, erase it, and then offset 22. Like that. And what we could also do is select them and then copy them from a base point. Let's say this endpoint right here, click that same endpoint, and we've got them. Just like that. Right? That's like a little time saver. 22 inches here, and just offset that one over like that. Okay, so we've got everything on our front elevation. We finished our left and rear elevations, and now we have to do the same thing here. Okay, so we're going to go 10 inches this direction. We need to offset this line to the right into the wall section detail. And we have to do the same thing with this one. It goes to the right, and this line is going to go to the right. Right? Because we have to offset that way, and then this line that way. And then trim. Offset 22 this way. And we'll offset. Well, I don't need to reset that offset. I'll just do this. Okay. This is where it gets a bit confusing, but yours probably won't be like this. But there's the 6 inches. there's the 6 inches on this side, which represents this foundation pour. And then we have to do this one. So we'll just take this line and this line, copy from this perpendicular snap. We'll snap here, and we'll do the same thing here. And there we have it. There's my 6 inches on footing on this side of this 10 inches. And there's this one on this side. Okay. One last thing that we have to do with this, put it on a different layer. We're going to go into layer properties. We're going to add a layer. New layer. We're going to call this footing in foundation. Change the color from white to a gray. Let's say this gray because it's a concrete material, right? So we'll pick this one, we'll hit OK, and then we'll change the continuous to hidden line. X that out. And select all of your footings and foundations. Now this is going to grab part of your exterior wall, but we can fix that in a minute. Go up to layers, select footing and foundation. Now, note, the lines don't appear very well in hidden detail, but don't worry about that because they'll look really good in paper space. They'll look proper. So we're just kind of take a sneak peek. As you can see, everything looks pretty nice. So again, don't be manipulating anything in terms of your LT scale. So all we have to do now is just bring this down. I'm in a grip kind of mood right now. Okay, and we're going to use the line tool, draw a line like this. Now, copy from here to here to there to here. Much quicker than drawing the line over and over again. Okay. And there I have it. So that is how we're going to manipulate our materials under grade to show our footings and foundation. So our next lesson that we're going to look at is going to be attaching the roof to the top of the pool house framed wall. And until that time, take care, and I'll talk to you later.